Next on YouTube, the RHS Flower Show from Hampton Court. They might be small gardens, but they certainly come with some big ideas, like this artist's garden, springing off the canvas and coming into real life. And although they're small gardens, they certainly attract rather big crowds. This Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs setup was quite interesting. This chap won a medal, and I think if I put a mannequin in my back garden, I'd probably just get a call from the council. But it all showed that no matter what the size of your garden, you can be inventive and you can create a beautiful space. You don't even have to have a conventional garden. Why not just use the roof of your shed if you really push for space? The Shakespeare gardens were each based on a different play. As well as the gardens, there was a competition for school children to design scarecrows based on the character of Bottom from the play A Midsummer Night's Dream. Some were pretty effective, some even scared me, and some were downright sinister. And at least one left me wondering if there's a grandparent somewhere who's missing his false teeth. If you wanted to seek shade on a very hot day at Hampton Court, you could head for the floral marquee, which is of course undercover. And it seemed like everybody else at the flower show had the same idea. All of the flowers in the floral marquee are absolutely stunning and gorgeous. Some are a bit stunning and gorgeous in an individual way. This year also saw the debut of Gardening for Goths. One of the great things about Hampton Court is, if you're inspired by something, you can buy it, go home and get gardening. These rather ugly looking bulbs will one day be beautiful lilies. Or if you prefer, you can buy your flowers fully formed. And don't worry, we've got plenty of them backstage or in one of the many little stalls that are dotted around the show. And once you've made your purchase, you can either cart it home yourself or get one of the many plant porters to take it to your car for you.
In fact, air conditioned. So if you fancy just relaxing, go along to the Allium restaurant.
It was hot, and one of the best ways to cool off was to dip your toes in the long water. Or, if you prefer, treat yourself to an ice cream. Walking around a show of this size is hard work, and it's important to keep your energy levels up. and one of the best ways of doing this is to eat as much as is humanly possible on a regular basis. Luckily, you're well catered for. I understand there's even a vegetarian option. And to wash it all down, what better than a nice glass of Pimm's? And if you can't find a Pimm's tent, don't worry, the Pimm's man will come to you. The show gardens are perfect plots which seem to spring up overnight, fully formed, without any kind of human assistance whatsoever. So it was interesting to actually see somebody watering their plants. I thought the whole thing was done by pixies overnight. This rather striking water feature in the A Matter of Urgency guide aims to raise awareness of overactive bladder condition. The Tyrrell's garden aimed to raise awareness of crisps. As well as the show gardens, there are sustainable gardens and concept gardens. This sustainable garden is titled Bangladeshi Allotment. My favourite concept garden though, and one which was quite unconventional in that it used plants in the garden, was the fabulous Forces of Nature. It's not just plants you can buy at Hampton Court, you can pick up all sorts of tut, like this fabulous inflatable greenhouse. Who wouldn't want one? And what garden wouldn't be improved through the simple addition of a ruined church? As always, one of the most interesting parts of the show is the sculpture on site. If you're somebody with an awful lot of money, say a professional footballer or a drug dealer, then you can take a look round and see what would be a handsome addition to your garden. And of course, what every garden requires is a gorgeous water feature. And when you combine sculpture and water, the results speak for themselves. And new to the show this year was something I hope we're going to see an awful lot more of in future: livestock.